We are back with some more tiny house shenanigans. I actually built this house before I went away on holiday, and then the footage was corrupted on it and it wouldn't upload properly. And I was just like, do you know what? I'm just going to think about this when I get back from holiday. And here we are, thinking about it once I've got back from holiday. Today, what we're going to be building is a British council house, but a tiny British council house. If you are unsure of what a council house is, it's a group of houses that are either built by your local authorities, and it's meant for families who are on the kind of lower earning kind of wage bracket, or families that just need a little bit more help with housing, etc., etc. And you normally find that they're kind of terraced. They're a little bit older. I've seen some from the 1930s. I've seen some from the 1960s. We're going to be building something kind of semi-modern, but not really. It's going to look like a lot of the houses that I saw when I was growing up. What we're going to do, we're going to flop on over into the build mode and make a bloody start. And so here we are, my loves, on a 20 by 15 in the boring and bland world of Newcrest. And this is where I did build the house that we're going to rebuild now. We're just going to do it all over again. I'm going to flop up a little reference image. This is the image I kind of went off on before I went away. And I love it. I think it's really cute. I used to see these growing up all around me. And these kind of houses just bring back loads of memories for me from when I was growing up. So what I'm going to do is build it on this lot here, which is obviously a 20 by 15. And it's going to be right next door to the tiny Victorian that I built as well. And we're going to try and make it look as similar as this, really. This is what I did last time. I put like a little walkway down here with some trees. And then we did a council house next to it and did some landscaping and stuff. So that's exactly what we're going to do, darlings. So here we go. She's back. She's back. She's ready to roll. She's got her tits and her brow, and she is ready to get in the car. And here she is, you know. Not me speaking in third person. I hate that. Don't do that. Thank you. Moving onwards. I am completely copying what we did last time. So this might come like quite fast. The whole thing might come across quite fast in the speed that I'm going to be building this. I'm just putting that out there. What's that there? That is a 6 tile there. So 1, 2, 3. And then a whipty-whipty-woo like this. All the way to back here. I am going to just shut that off for the meantime. And then I'm going to copy this one and flop this one on top like this. Let me see you, my darling. Oh, you look absolutely gorgeously stunning. You really do. We don't really have any kind of like white PVC windows in The Sims 4. I've not really found any good ones or real kind of like great kind of Maxis match PVC windows, even in custom content either. And that would be something I would like to see. I would love to see some PVC windows in the game. As much as I hate them, I do have them in my house. I really don't like them. I would like to see. That would be something I would like to see. So if anybody knows of any creators out there who've done a really good PVC window, then let me know. Let me bloody know. Okay, well, we've done that. I'm going to put this one on top of here. I am going to be using that roof tile as well. I just pulled that out, flopped you across to there like this. And then I am going to copy that exact one and choose the matching trim with it as well. I think it was this trim. Yeah, that one like that. Beautiful. So we've got some kind of siding going on. In the reference image, they had like a white sort of like shiplap kind of siding. I used to see shingles a lot, like this kind of vibe. So I'm going to use this here on my one. I'm just going to put it up on that area there. And then I'm going to put up some brick. So I'm going to do a brick across to there like this, all the way across to these ones. Not putting any windows on the sides. If you imagine, this would be a terraced house, really. So windows on the sides wouldn't have been a thing, to be honest. And that is how I'm going with it. Get rid of you, and we're going to get rid of you. I'm going to pop these at the bottom here. I think that would be fine, because then what I can do is put this window right above it as well. Let me just see the height that we've got going on there. That's absolutely fine. And then I'm going to do the smaller square window. I'm going to pop... where do I want this? I want it up quite high. It's in the bathroom, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, like that. Beautiful. And I'm going to do another one here as well, I think. Flop you to about there, my darling. Oh, she's gorgeous. Floor plan wise, we're going to do this together because it's very simple. I'm just going to completely open the porch area. We're going to put some stairs here. So let's do that first. I'm just going to use these stairs for now and hope for the best. And then these come right to there like this. I'm going to leave this maybe open plan down here. It's not really realistic if I did that. I didn't do that last time, so I'm not going to do it now. I'm going to do a very small living room and then a kitchen diner in here, which is also going to be very small. It is a tiny home after all. And then upstairs, I did a hallway that kind of wrapped around to here, a small bathroom, and then quite a long, weird bedroom. That was the only shape I could make work in here. I mean, I could extend it. Oh, no, that's why I didn't do that. I remember now, because there's a window in the way, and I can't go right in between a window like that because that would be very silly. So it is kind of a long, weird bedroom, but I did make it work last time, so we're going to make it work this time as well. Right, window is going there. We're going to have one into the bathroom at the top here as well, and then 2 down into the kitchen and dining area. Don't really like how that's right to the edge here. It might look okay if I do this. Let me see if I can do that and that, and then grab the slidey doors. There we go, that's fine. Yeah. Oh, I think what I need to do is bring that to there, just a little bit wider. Yeah, I think that could work quite nicely. Stunning. I'm also going to get up some drain pipes. We're going to do one here, up to the top as well, if you will. Can you just please go in the right position? There you are. And the same here as well. I might do on this edge, actually. There we go. Little drain pipe on that area there too. Now, to me, that is looking very British council house. So I would imagine maybe this house was built in the 70s. That kind of vibe. We're going to make the interior nice. Just because it's a council home doesn't mean that it's going to be disgusting on the inside or on the outside. People look down their noses at council homes, and you usually find that those people are awful people. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm going to use this door. It's not, they don't really have a matching like PVC white looking door really. This one here would have been great, but it's because it's wooden. It just doesn't fit the bill. It does look a lot better than that other one though. That's why I'm going to use it. I did use the other one last time. So we're changing things on the mix, loves. Yes, we are indeed. But you can just see how similar they are in shape and stuff. Well, not really shape, but the footprint itself. And yet they're completely different. It's like magic. It really is. Like magic sometimes. Thank you. Right. I can't remember what I used for fencing and I've got no reference images up. So I'm just going to go on a whim. Usually out the front, well, not usually, but often they just have like a very simple bar. And I'm thinking, not you. Where's that other one? This one here. In maybe a brune like this. Yes. Let's do this. Did we have a gate for that? I can't remember if we had a gate specifically for this fence. I don't think we did. And nothing is new there, you know? But I think this one here would suffice, actually. What about if I did it in a bit more of a brownie tone? Yeah, like that. That's perfect. Oh, that's absolutely perfect. I'm going to do a little hedge here, I think. Little hedge here. And I want to do what I did with that other side, this side here. And get in those sidewalk slabs. Where are they? I'm going to whiffle you all the way across to there. I'm going to do a little hedge there. So let's leave that one. And I'm going to do that like that. Hopefully I can squeeze the hedge in there. I think we should be able to. It'll all be good. It'll all be fine. With gardens, usually, we're not, I keep saying usually. They come in many different shapes and sizes. But often they have a nice big garden. They do. Space for the kids and stuff to play, you know. Even though this is only going to be a 1-bedroom. So I'm not going to do swings and stuff. I still want to give them a decent garden, you know. And I'm going to go for a high fence. This one's probably going to be the one that matches in the best. So I'm going to whiffle this all the way along to here. And just drag it in like that. Beautiful. And then bish bash boosh out that as well. Because we do want a bit of grass in there. Oh, she's stunning. And I know some of you may be fretting because I did go over the tiles. But I've rectified that by just placing in the fences like manually. You know? Just like that. And there we go. And I've also remembered what I did off to the side here now. I put a park in. I always remember playing in a park when I was young. And they always had very similar gate fences to this. Kind of looped fences. So I'm going to do a small park on the side. It might look a bit weird because it's connected in with the house itself. But we're going to go down that route anyway. Because why? Because it's my building, not yours. All right? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put the park right off to the side there. And I think all I put in there was a swing set and stuff. I wish I had a lot more reference images and the video to go off on, but I only got the floor plan. Did we have a matching gate with this? I think it was this one here, which is a little bit ornate. It's not really the vibe. Does this one here come in a lighter tone? That would look okay. I mean, that one there looks a little bit better. Let's do that. So with this whole area here now, what I'm going to do is go into a little speed build format and get all of the landscaping and stuff done, the park, and then we're going to come back, put more details on the house, and I also want to get into the back garden as well and get the garden sorted too. And voila, I decided to get rid of that fence. I wanted to take this right up to the edge here, and I've gone for this little black fence, and I think it looks better actually. It looks a bit more fitting. Put a little toddler slide in there and a swing set, put a little tree over here, and I just put a little bit of landscaping here. And I put some newspapers hid under a bush, because when I had a paper round, I got to the end of my career and I really hated doing it. So on my last day, I thought, I'm not doing that anymore. And I went up to a bush and I just threw all of the papers underneath of the bush. I'm so sorry to Plymouth Herald. I did not get my bag nicked like I said I did. I just couldn't be asked to carry on, love. So I wasted loads of newspapers. There we go, little storyline for you there, darlings. Anyway, we're going to put up some more details on the front of the house now. Sky TV. You know, if you had a Sky TV box on a council estate, when you were rolling in it, loves. You were in the money if you had Sky TV. So they used to parade them on their house like no tomorrow. They really did. It was a mark of you being elite because you had Sky TV. Or cable. Remember Eurobell? Was it called Eurobell? I think it was. Eurobell. Eurobell end for a start. Anyway, a little mat. Eurobell was cable TV, if you want to know what that was. Little mat there. Little light at the front of the house here as well. I'm going to flop you right up to there, my darlings. And then you are going to come here and you're going to go underneath of this drain pipe right there. Oh, do I need to put another one in? Where did I put that other drain pipe? I thought I put one down here as well. It disappeared. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to flop another drain pipe just, excuse you, just there. Yeah, there we go. I'm sure I put one there. Maybe not. Maybe I'm dreaming. And then another little drain just behind it like this. Oh, she's gorgeous. Yes. Now, I've had a change of heart on how I want to decorate the interiors to this house. I want to go for Mrs. Hinch's wet dream. Mrs. Hinch is like a cleaning TikTok. Was it TikTok? I think it was. TikTok lady. And her house, when she used to live in a council house, I think she did. And everything was grey. Silver. Crushed velvet. That kind of vibe. That's what we're doing with this house today. Yes, we are indeed. So I'm going to do a small patio. And I am going to do a lawn. But I think if we're going for Mrs. Hinch vibes, I think AstroTurf is the way to go. So I think I want to make it look as perfect as possible. You know, with like the plastic grass. Let's do that. Plastic grass. Everything is going to be in its place. Cleaned to the nines for a start. With Mrs. Hinch's vibes. That's what we're doing today. Yes, we are indeed. So before we get onto the garden, what I'm going to go ahead and do is just put all of the wallpapers, flooring and lighting into the interior. And then I'll bring out everything that we're going to be putting in the garden. And then we'll get into the interiors themselves. So all of the wallpapers and stuff has been chosen for the interiors. We're going for that very Mrs. Hinch vibe with grey walls, laminate flooring all throughout, apart from upstairs where we've gone with a really heavy shag pile and some reflective wallpaper, because that would definitely be a thing. I haven't chosen what I want to do for the bathroom just yet. We'll get to that at a later date. Now into the backyard area, definitely want a bar here. I think a bar is indeed what this household needs, so I'm going to be popping one in. I want to get a pergola over the top of it. This one here is from Island Living. Can I? Yeah, I can put it there. That's fine. I don't necessarily need to have bar stools here. I just really want a bar, covered bar at the back. Yes. Then we're going to put some sun lounges in. This is like British Garden 101. Kind of like dressing your garden for summer and spending at least 48 hours in it throughout the whole year. Because that is how long our summer lasts, to be honest. It's been shit this year, loves, isn't it? It's been so crap. It really has. Fingers crossed for warmer weather. I've heard on the grapevine that we're getting a heat wave coming for probably 3 days and we'll all die. So be on the looks out for that, I shall say. We're going to do a patio table and chairs. We're going to use these ones. You know, very Dunelm. I'm going to do that. I'm going to flop you to around about there, I think. And then I want to get in a barbecue. Now, again with the barbecue, we don't tend to use it. I've got a huge one in my back garden. We use it probably 3-4 times a year. You know, that's just the British thing to do, isn't it? I'm going to bring in the big one as well. And they're always like this. Ours is like this. It's a bloody big one. Takes up so much bloody room and we never use it. And I really want to get rid of it. But Tom loves cooking on the barbecue. Because he's Greek. He likes to do his chicken and his gyros on the barbecue no matter the weather. So I cannot take away his barbecue from him, you know? It's all about compromise, isn't it? All about compromise is a relationship. So that's what we're going to do. Yes, but I think what I want to do here is put in one of those little borders, this one, just to neaten it up. This is going to be a very neat house. Oh, don't you dare. Don't you even think about it. I can flop you to there, bring you there, and then it doesn't count as the tile then, but we do get that ugly fucking thing in the way there, don't we? What about if I did that? Oh, it just gets rid of it. What about if I just whifty woo like that? Oh, there we go. Beautiful. Trip hazard, but there it is to stay. No plants, no nothing in the back garden, devoid of soul. And that is how Mrs. Hinch likes it. I'm not into it, but I'm into it, you know? So I'm going to keep it as it is. Yeah, I think we're done with the exterior anyway. Yes, I'm feeling the vibes coming from here, loves. I really am. So we're going to make our way in and we're going to make a start on the whole of the downstairs. We're going to make a start on the living room first. So I'm going to use this TV unit and this big flat screen TV. I even went and checked Mrs. Hinch's old house to get some inspiration and I was nearly sick in my mouth. It's the crushed velvet for me. I really wish that we had some crushed velvet sofas. I do not. Please don't think I was being serious then, because I don't want to see that in the game. And that would be something that The Sims would do, you know? So I'm going to use these instead. I'm going to flop one here and one there. We need to leave enough room for The Sims to be able to get through. What are you doing? Stop it. I feel so weird being back building. It feels very foreign to me at the minute. So hopefully, as the weeks progress, I should get better. I'm going to use this rug. We're going to pop you to around about here. We're going to leave enough room there. And I'm going to use this glass coffee table with some like white flowers on top of it. Our house looks immaculate. Like immaculate. But not in the style that I want. I just think it would be funny to bring it into The Sims. So that's what we're doing. I'm going to flop you to around about there. We're going to use some scatter cushions. You know, what is a house from Mrs. Hinch without some scatter cushions as far as I'm concerned? I really hate the fact that these cushions don't snap to the sofa. I know that you can just easily move them up, but with The Sims, not everyone uses move objects, you know? Don't know why. But it would be nice if these just knew where the height of the sofa was going to be and they just snapped to it. It would make it so much easier, you know? But once again, Sims. That's all I'm going to say. Beautiful scatter cushions. Stunning. This mirror was utterly perfect. She literally had one exactly the same behind the sofa as well. So I'm doing that. With a very kind of just plain lamp just off to the side of it like this. Beautiful. Some curtains in a very shocking colour. White or grey. And then there was some storage above the TV itself. And you can see I've already filled up some trinkety bits. So I'm going to flop this into place as well. Just maneuver it along. Maybe put it down a little bit actually. Yes. Do you know what I mean? It's just everything was so perfect. I would be afraid to I'd be afraid to fart in there, you know, for fear that she would get out the Hoover to get my fart. You know, it was honestly, my friend like absolutely follows Mrs. Hinch, loves everything about her. And I'm not slagging her off, like, get that cash girl as well, you know. But she's got a beautiful new house. I think it's like a farmhouse or something now. And it's no longer just plain grey. I think she's introduced some colour. So well done to Mrs. Hinch for bringing a bit of colour into her life. Because this is only a 1-bedroom, I'm only going to do a tiny dining table. We can't really fit a bigger one in here because I do want to do a full kitchen. So this is what we're going to do with the kitchen. I'm going to get the grid on for a start so we can see what we're doing. I'm going to bring you right along to there. I'm also going to do a corner piece into here like this. And then I'm going to go down the route of using the same oven and fridge. And we're putting them right next to each other. So where is that fridge? Here it is. In the white, right next to it like that. And then just going across here with the cupboards like that. Beautiful. Now that there would not be anything out on the sides, apart from maybe a kettle. So I'm going to bring a kettle into play and put it in the corner. I'm going to put it on this bit here because I do want to do a sink. Now I did have the waterfall edge here, but there was no room for the Sims to be able to cook on. And with my builds, I like them to be used. So I am going to be putting a sink in here. Now, I don't really want to litter this place up by putting a bin in anywhere. But for gameplay purposes, I'm going to do just that. And we're going to use a plain white bin and just flop it over to here. This is a slidey door. So they should be able to get out. They should be able to use this. They should be able to get around here. I think everything is going to be working in this place. I mean, that's it. That's the tickety-boo right there. It really is. And then just to finish off this little entrance, like, porch, I'm going to put in a little bench just for a little bit of a seating area to put your shoes on. And maybe it's got storage underneath of it. No clutter will be seen throughout this house. It'll all be stored away. Yes, that's the tickety-boo right there. Lovely. Okay, wow, stunning. We're moving on to the second floor. Bedroom, hallway, bathroom. Let's get it done. Right, here we go. Starting with the bathroom. Toilet upstairs. We're going to treat Mrs. Hinch to a toilet. I don't know why it's all of a sudden came into that this, I am literally drawing from the vein of Mrs. Hinch for this house, but I'm doing it. Many of you probably don't know who I'm even talking about out there, but let me tell you, I'm going to educate you into the world of Mrs. Hinch. Or the former world of Mrs. Hinch when she had her smaller house. That's all I'm going to say. Sink, mirror, little divider here so I can put a shower in as well. Gone for some tiles. Tiles on the floor, but they're the ones that are supposed to look like wooden planks. You've all seen them out there. I know that I have. That's what we're doing in here. Yes, we are indeed. A little towel rail there as well. Beautiful. And then into the bedroom. So, perfect bed. I mean, there we go. That's all I need to put in here really, and it would be finished, but we're going to continue on anyway. I'm going to use these. Now, I have had to squeeze these in slightly and also size them down because they're absolutely gigantic, but we're going to be putting them in here anyway. And they do cut in slightly here and there, but I'm going to forgive it and just allow it to be because that is the moment that I want in here with the diamante handles. And then I'm going to be putting in a wardrobe over into this corner here, probably around about there actually, so I can fit in a mirror on the other side and then still give them enough room so they can get into their bed quite easily. This little cabinet, little chest of drawers. I'm going to be flopping you to around about there with a bunch of flowers on, of course. Probably the plastic kind from Dunelm. But I'm not going to hold it against them. I've got some downstairs, but it is a willow. I do have some plastic willow in my house, I must admit. But I like the way it looks, and I'm not ashamed of it. And yes, it was from Dunelm, and I'm not ashamed of that either. And if you are, if you're ashamed of me, then you can speak to my mum, as far as I'm concerned. Right, I'm going to put this up to here, and you there. This would have photos of all of her children in that live in this house. No, there is no children living in this house, and there is no children in those frames. But that is how we're doing it. That's how we're doing our do. So there we go. A tiny British council house. I love the outside. It's nostalgic for me. Being a council boy myself, it is absolutely nostalgic seeing a house like this. It really is. So we're gonna have a little tour around, aren't we? We've got a park, loves. I mean, what house comes with a park on its lot, to be honest with you? Mine used to have one right outside my house, and I used to bloody love it. Little garden back here as well, complete with a bar, a little area for them to come and sun lounge, a little barbecue moment, and also an area for them to come and sit down and eat too, when the weather is not as shit as what it is now. So you're coming through this way. This is the front door into the front porch area here. Take your shoes off. Make sure you store them away because this house is white. Then you come into this area here. This is the living room. Very, very clean and bright and white. And then it's got a little kitchen around on this side here with a little mini dining table on that side there too. How gorgeous. And then up the stairs. Come up to this way. Didn't show you the landing. Didn't do too much to it. That's why I didn't. But glass banister. They love a glass banister when they redo them. So into a tiny little bathroom area. We've got enough room to swing a hamster in here. Not a cat. We do have a shower. Beautiful. This one is the bedroom. What we've just finished now. And again, it is lacking all kinds of personality. Well, it's not. There's personality in this, but it's a personality I don't want to be a part of. But there we go. There we bloody go. My tiny British council house done within the vein of Mrs. Hinch, not Finch. That was my teacher. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, my darlings. I'm going to be back tomorrow with some Let's Build the Worlds. Leave me some lovely comments down below, and I'll speak to you all in my next video. Goodbye.